Real Humdinger by J.J. Barnes, some of that sweet soul music. This record sounds like an early Motown record, an early 60s Motown record, a Marvin Gaye, a Mary Wells, or Martha and the Vandellas early Motown record, 1962, 1963, 1964. But this record came out in 1966. Billboard's Hot 100, May 7th, 1966. Real Humdinger coming in at number 84, down from number 80. It was at number 88, then went up to number 80, and then fell right back down to 84. Just was not wholeheartedly embraced. He started recording in 1960. J.J. Barnes did a couple of his records. Just One More Time and Please Let Me In. Back in the early 60s, but his biggest hit was Baby Please Come Back Home. Please, please, doing it like James Brown. But this sounds a little bit more slicker, a little bit more up to date than the real Humdinger. Baby Please Come Back Home came out in 1967, went to number 9 on R&B. J.J. Barnes recorded, he was on the Rick Tick record label, and I'll get into Rick Tick in just a minute. J.J. Barnes recorded for a variety of record labels, but then in 1970, he got a record contract in England. He relocated to England and started performing in England. The Northern Soul scene in England got really big in the early 70s, picking up on these old R&B hits from the 60s. Tamla Motown label released a real Humdinger and Please Let Me In, re-released a couple of those records, those old soul hits, so that the people who are into that Northern Soul in England could buy up these singles, and buy them up they did. Got a second lease on life in England. J.J. Barnes did. Now let's talk about the Rick Tick label. He was on the Rick Tick record label. Another label mate on the Rick Tick record label was Edwin Starr, but the flagship artist of the Rick Tick label was the Fantastic Four. Man, he put out some great soul music. But the Rick Tick label, based in Detroit, they were an early competitor of Motown. Barry Gordy, the head of Motown, was not having that. Eventually, he started poaching artists from the Rick Tick label, paying them $1 million to pull them away from Rick Tick to Motown. Eventually, he just absorbed, he just bought out the Rick Tick record label, put them under Motown. Edwin Starr included. He was on Rick Tick, became a Motown artist. Well, this is J.J. Barnes, and this is real Humdinger. Man, a Humdinger it was. Man, this is just this sounds so much like a Motown record. It really does. Billboard's Hot 100, May 7th, 1966, coming in at number 84.